Okay,
Thanks,
that
guys.
should be run. Yeah, thank you for that, guys. That should be running there now. So we left off here with our top playlist for yesterday, JMI, guys. Again, everything seemed to just head down towards the bottom yesterday. Although the SPY was kind of at the open heading higher, right? It had a pretty decent open here. You know, not crazy strong, but it was going up. Everything else on my watch list, at least, was heading south. So here's JMIA. Again, beautiful pre-market action. As I mentioned earlier, typically does not trade very well. But look how great this short was here. Comes and retests the VWAP. Again, another great entry for another drop here back towards the low of the day, right over here. Well, the low of the day was at 1134, but you clearly had an amazing level here at 1163 right on. Look how many times we tested that. And then eventually held. It became a beautiful reversal, guys. So again, so many opportunities on JMIA here yesterday. SRNE, another one, also actually traded very clean yesterday as well. Was weak at the pre-market and into the open, had this huge 5 minute drop here. The great thing about this one is you had an opportunity for a 1 minute, 2 minute breakout, opening range breakdown, and you also still got a good opening range breakup on the five. And again, very extended here, but I do love this pullback. It's decent enough going back almost midway point to this candle, very close to the VWAP, good risk to reward. Maybe you don't jump in here because you don't know if this thing is going to squeeze up and and start engulfing this last candle. But that next candle, when it starts dropping down, a beautiful entry there for to head down towards the low of the day at least, right? You got a good risk to reward there, and you do get that and then some on SRNE. I forgot the member in our community that had a trade on this one. Again, just an amazing opportunity there. Does find a bottom, and like JMIA also reverses towards the VWAP and then some, almost high of the day here. It's kind of good recovery there at the open. mRNA, same situation, drops down here nicely. Great 5 minute opening range breakdown. Again, this was a little more tougher to trade. It doesn't move all that well. It can be very difficult to read the price action. But yesterday was a very clean drop here, right off the bat at the open yesterday. American Airlines as well, same thing. Not as clean as the other two we just saw, the other three we just saw, but same thing here, guys. Started to sell off. Comes to VWAP, cannot look how you cannot stay above the VWAP here on the five. So you got several opportunities here. If you got faked out for a possible long in this area, you get stopped out, and then you see this drop happening. Another test of the VWAP. This is a good indication for another short already to come down here. So again, just a lot of opportunities towards the short side. The banking financial stuff, at least WFC, the one I was watching, also does get going. Beautiful engulfing here on the five. This is usually a nice signal for a reversal play, changing direction, and we saw that here nicely. Again, loses the VWAP, but just look at this drop. Unlike the other ones, they got a little bounce to them towards the afternoon there, but this one did not. This one kept dropping here nicely. So again, a lot of great plays yesterday, all towards the bottom south downside here. So with that said, let's take a look at our gappers list this morning. We have a lot here today, so we'll definitely get into this. I see some stuff here. I went through. It doesn't look that great, but we do have some that are decent. Some players from yesterday on this list as well as JMIA. So look forward to getting into this list this morning and see what we got going on there. Let's get to the market pulse and see what we have happening today and for the rest of the week, which is only one more day.
Yeah, man. So we are just under all-time highs on the SPY. Yesterday, we actually crept up into the range of, I think it was February 18th or 19th, which was the day we put on the high before things collapsed. So kind of miraculous that it was 6 months ago, and how much has changed since then. But we're interesting point here for sure. I'm curious to see what happens. I think it's a little bit more dangerous of an area than anybody's talking about. If we fail to break higher here, could be in for a little bit of a wild ride for a bit. Anyway, that having been said, just a few minutes ago, right when we came on the air, things started to pop. We had jobless claims come out for last week. They came in at 963,000 versus 1.14 million expected. So substantially better, a couple 100,000. I mean, 20-ish% better than expected. And continuing claims fell to 15.486 million versus 16.72. So nearly 1.5 million better than expected on that line. That is what has fueled us going back to previous day close. We'll see where things go from there. And then that's really all the data that we're going to have for the day. And We got a slew of economic data coming out tomorrow. The tech rally, it kind of took a pause the last few days, starting to bounce back a little bit. So we'll see if that continues or not.
All right, excellent. Thank you, man. Let's get to this gappers list, guys. Let's see what we have going on here. I'm gonna make some room over on our watch list. So we're just gonna hold shift, delete all this here. And I always get this questions, how do we add columns here or rows? I just hit space on the first one, hit enter, backspace, enter. Just continue that process and you can fill in all these columns pretty quickly there. All right, let's start with RV LV. This one here is a low flow at the moment. The only low flow we have on our watch list right now on our gappers list. This is up 18%. Pre-market action is not looking all that great, guys. Again, we only have 252,000. I really like to see a lot more here in the pre-market as far as volume for these type of low flow stocks. So this one has been having a couple of good days here. Volume has been increasing in the last couple of days. So not sure if today we're going to get any type of continuation over the last couple of days. Again, they looks like they might have had some kind of earnings or
Yeah, they had
news
earnings
break on.
last night, beat
Yeah, that's
top
what it
and
was.
bottom line. So that's what's going
Okay.
on there. Yep.
All right, so at least they have news because sometimes you get these low flow stocks that have no catalyst whatsoever. So again, that could be interesting, guys. Let's keep it here on our risky
Like you
pile.
say, it's low float, and then on
Mhm.
top of that, it's got a 43% short interest, according to Trade
Wow.
Ideas.
Wow. And that, again, just for those that don't know, that is going to be a 14-day period, or at least 14 days behind or so. So who knows what it could be now? It probably could be less, could be more, who knows? But just keep that in mind as well. But still very, very high, guys. 43% is a lot. SRNE yesterday traded very well. Today they are up 10%, 4.3 million shares traded right now. So some really good volume on this one. Again, it sold off for the most part the entire day yesterday. Did recover, and today we're up. We're up 10% above yesterday's high. So very interesting action that we're getting here on it. Worth watching. Beautiful pre-market activity, and what I mean by that, look at the way this thing is flowing here nicely, creating a beautiful pre-market action at the moment. It's a pretty good range as well. So let's add SRNE to our list here. They trade very well yesterday. FU2U, this one up 6.2, 570,000 shares traded. I'm looking at the daily here, and I'm noticing the first thing I see off the bat is that the volume is very low. And typically that's a big concern for us. We like to see stocks that trade heavily on volume. For the most part, in a regular day, the entire day, this thing is only trading about 2 million shares at best. So again, a little concerning there. Pre-market's really all over the place. You have one candle here with a lot of volume at 70,000. And then after that, I'm not seeing anything all that exciting there. So I'm on the fence on this one, guys. Not typically what we keep a track of. I'm going to put it as a possible, but it might not stay there as we get through this list. Again, we have a lot on our gapping up list today, so I'm going to go over probably two more and then take it to the room, guys. We'll have time to go through a lot of the stuff that you guys are watching this morning. Penn, PENN here. Let's remove some of these levels we have done in the past. Beautiful breakout here. Just going to add this one level here around 37.69. This was nice. Has been keeping this nice upwards momentum for the last couple of days. Here we're up 5.3. Not the best pre-market action. Seems a little bit choppy. 210,000 at the moment with one candle here almost showing 55,000. So again, not the best pre-market action. The dailies are slightly interesting here. I think we can add this for now. We see what we can get here.
Goldman initiated their coverage with a buy rating and a $60 price target. That's their catalyst this morning that I'm seeing.
Okay, nice. All right, so that's a good catalyst to have here, guys. And again, they've been doing very well, at least the last week or so. Had a beautiful breakout here, nice continuation. Do we have more juice to continue here? So we'll see what happens there. OCFT, this one, 203. Again, pre-market's a little bit all over the place. Typically not the type of stock we watch. And if you look at the daily, you can see how it is a little bit all over the place. And then once you look down, again, we go back to this very low volume type trading stock, right? Sitting at 1.2 for the most part. So they usually do not trade very well. I'm not going to add this one to our list, Norm, unless you have any kind of great catalyst that might be worth keeping an eye on this.
First, I will say that your camera has frozen, so I don't know if there's anything you can do to refresh or fix that.
Oh, thank you.
But
I'll
they've
try.
got a secondary, or they've got a secondary that they announced pricing on. That's what I see as the catalyst on this one.
All right, excellent. We'll try to get to our camera in a second. I'm not sure why it's faltering here. Um, So again, not a great one, guys. Let's move on to the next one. Last one on here. Maybe we'll do Tesla as well. DVAX. This one at the moment up 4.5, 242,000. But the pre-market, guys, is not looking great. Also, the daily also a little bit all over the place. We have looked at this one in the past, but I'm not seeing anything I like here pre-market right now. So I'm gonna opt to keep this one off the list for now. We'll see if there's anything that gets better as we continue. They do have volume, but it's just pre-market not looking all that great.
So they got a grant from Bill Gates Foundation to scale up production for a COVID vaccine. That's what their catalyst is.
All right, excellent. You know what? With that's a good catalyst. You put Bill Gates on things, it tends to do something, right? It's a big name, so let's put it as a possible at least. Let's see what kind of action we're going to get out of this. But overall, still not looking all that great this morning. Let's see if that changes. All right, let's scroll down here. We have plug on here. I'm not going to add that one. This one usually typically does not trade very well. Let's see what it did yesterday. I know people keep it on their list. Yeah, it's just a little bit choppy compared to everything else we had, guys. We had a pretty good list yesterday, a lot moving well. This was not one of them. Let's look at Tesla. As we know, Tesla has just been ripping, guys, after their announcement here. Look at the day yesterday. This thing did a little bit of a drop here, then regains the VWAP and just takes off. Just a beautiful uptrend. I mean, the low was 1435. We ended the day at 15. Well, at least at the top of the intraday at 1585. So just incredible. Today we're up another 4.1. 590,000 at the moment. So if you like this type of stock, this type of price range, this stock is definitely in play. You want to keep this on your list. Look at the beautiful pre-market you're getting now with some pretty good volume. And the daily looks great, guys. Good support down here. Looks like it's going to be heading to some of these targets. You have 1688 and you also have 1795 as well. So a good move there. Um, Let's look at what's gapping down. We'll look at a few, maybe the top three or four. VRM at the moment is down 16%, 117,000 shares traded right now. Pre-market is it's all right. I'm not a fan of what I'm seeing at the moment. Again, just not anything all that great right now. And then look at the volume. Start looking at the daily chart and how the daily has been forming. And then you see that it doesn't look all that great compared to like an AMD or the other stock that you're used to watching. Even more recent stocks like SRNE, which have been trading very well in the daily. This one is just the volume is so low, under
Well,
2.1. So again, keep an
yeah.
eye on
So
that.
this is a fairly recent IPO. I believe they became public in June. They had their first public earnings, and their outlook was weak, which is the catalyst for the drop this morning.
All right, so again, a drop here, 17%, guys, quite a bit. So that is a good catalyst. I do like that catalyst, especially for a recent IPO. That can get things going. I'll put it as a possible. But for the most part, again, guys, the volume, be careful with this. And we'll see if the spread right now is not great. You're getting about 20 cents. So hopefully I can get better at the open. ADVM at the moment down 14%. Again, very light on volume too for the most part, only trading 2.8 million shares. You can see this big red bar here, only traded 5.6. Again, that sometimes concerns me with that low volume. Pre-market is very choppy at the moment. It started getting better here as we got more volume, and then it's dying down again at the moment. So not a fan of it. I'm going to skip on this one. We can come back to it if things get better. Cisco, CSCO. Wow, big drop on Cisco. Definitely in play this morning. Down 7.4, 412,000 shares traded right now. Norm, what's the latest and greatest on this one?
Yeah, a few things. They had earnings last night. Underwhelming. Their guidance was underwhelming. Their CFO is retiring. So they're getting hit on a few fronts there.
All right, so pretty bad drop for them here this morning. Again, pre-market action is looking amazing for this type of stock. They usually do not have the best pre-market action. Usually don't have, and well, not usually. You can see here clearly they don't have the best daily chart neither, right? Compared to what we're used to looking at. But today is could be a difference maker, and got a lot going on there, a lot of news following this. and a beautiful drop here in the pre-market this morning. So we'll definitely keep this one on deck. Let's look at Peloton here. As we were talking about gym equipment earlier today. This one is down 4.5 at 170,000 right now. Pre-market, not great, but I do like this level that we've been testing over the entire morning so far, over around looks like 61.28. So that's interesting there. I'm gonna add that there now. Um,
So the catalyst here, and it's
mhm,
catalyst for Apple as well, which has not hit our gappers, but Catalyst is going to be doing some packaging of services so that
mhm,
if you buy several services from Apple, you'll get a discount. They also, it appears that they are coming out with some sort of an exercise app, something that would be a competitor to Peloton, and
mhm.
that's what's hitting them this morning.
All right, so definitely gonna add this one on here. That's good stuff happening there for us, not for them. But again, you can see here, nice drop here this morning, hitting some levels of support here. Let's see if they can hold that this morning so far. That's 68.21, guys, holding pretty well this morning, being tested several times to see if it can hold up. Either way, it creates a good opportunity for a possible bounce or drop here as we continue to play around that level there. JMIA again traded very well yesterday, had a nice drop, very clean on the price action this morning. Pre-market's not looking all that great, but I think this could be good for a possible continuation either way, either are up or down here at the moment. So I'm going to add this one here today. We'll see if we can get some great movement like we did yesterday. If you look at yesterday's action, guys, it pretty much traded well for the entire day. You had a nice drop here, and then you have beautiful reversal going back to VWAP and then some. So gonna keep that one on there. INO, one that we've been tracking pretty closely. I didn't have this on the list yesterday, but if you did, look at the beautiful drop as well. Again, so many stocks went down yesterday when the market was going up, but Peter did mention in the comments that AMD went the opposite direction. I was not watching it, but look at AMD yesterday, guys. Just an
Yeah, I know.
amazing.
There were a couple of people that took this trade. I think
Yeah.
Thor was one of them that got in pretty early and rode this for
Nice.
most of the day. That was just a hell of a move on AMD, really, and out of the blue on that too. So
Yeah, yeah. No, it's just
didn't look like it
incredible
was going to
run
do
here.
anything pre-market.
Yep. And their daily looks great too. I mean, their daily is
Hmm.
looking pretty nice here. Possible continuation. This is not on our gappers list, but it's
I
worth
have it on
adding.
my.
Yeah.
I was going to bring it up when you went my way.
Yeah, no, it's worth adding. Such a great day yesterday. Great daily chart here. Could be a good one for a continuation. VXRT, what do we have going on here? This has been again nice drop yesterday. This has been a pretty active the last couple of days. We have a great level of support here, guys. We keep testing this 885, which is exactly the low for the last two trading days. Pre-market right now, it's not looking great. I think this could be a great possible. So I'm going to add it on here. If we cannot break that level and create a short opportunity, if we find some good support here, which we have been, right, it might take a while, it might chop around before it can get going towards the upside. You can get some good plays here. Yesterday, again, another one that dropped very well yesterday at the open, got choppy after the fact, but again, a beautiful opening on VXRT. So good possible for today. STNE, not looking all that great right now, guys. I'm going to just skip on this one. I think we got some pretty good ones already. INO, we just looked at again, so not great right now. This one though's been getting hammered. If you look at the daily here, guys, I mean, we lost this level a couple of days ago of 1910, and since then it's just been red days after red days. So today they're down another 2.5. The pre-market's a little bit all over the place. You know what? I like the daily here. Let's add as a possible as well. Not the best looking stock right now, but it could be a good possible here. And last one, since we finished our gapping down list is Lyft. So Lyft is on here today, down 2.2, 174. They usually don't have great pre-market activity, but it looks like yesterday must have some news that came out,
They
Norm.
had
Got
earnings. Yeah, they
great
had
pop
earnings
here.
after hours. They're talking about, obviously they've been hit from Corona and
Hmm.
people not traveling or using a car service. The other thing that is kind of a headwind for them right now is recently there was a decision by a court that they have to classify employees and their drivers in California as employees.
Hmm.
So both them and Uber have been hit on that news. So you've got both of those things going on. They might have to shut down operations in California at least for a while.
Wow,
So
yeah,
we'll see.
that's
That I'm
definitely.
guessing they'll appeal this. I
Mhm.
don't think they've done it yet, but should be interesting.
Yeah, that definitely should. Look at Uber's daily too. I mean, you got an excellent sitting right at this excellent area of support as well. I love Uber's daily, but again, we'll add Lyft. We'll add both of them here just to see how things get going later in the day. So Uber and Lyft are going to be on my possibles list. Lyft doesn't have a great daily, but Uber does. Uber has an amazing daily here, as you can see. All right, guys, let's take it to the room. MU, hold on a second. MU's coming in here with 200,000 shares traded. Very choppy action right now, down 2%. Again, just MU has really not been trading well. What did it do yesterday? Oh my God, this is horrible. All right, so we'll skip on MU. Norm, anything else you like? I know you like them
Throw out
AMD.
AMD. I like Apple. Apple
Apple.
looks interesting this morning. It's right up on its all-time highs.
Yes. Apple's good too, guys.
It's actually, I guess, popped above it since I last looked at it a few minutes ago, but it's ramping here.
Yeah, no, it's very nice on Apple here, guys. We got sitting right on this level at 458.05. So let's see. It looks like it wants to break out and head higher. So Apple's good. Let's go to the room. I'm going to start with Edwin here. So if I missed you above that, please resend it again. NKLA this morning. Let's take a look here. We do have some volume, 192. It is up 1.2. The issue with this one, guys, again, it could be such a hit or miss stock. We've seen it trade very well, and then we've seen it just chop around and not do much, right? The pre-market action seems a little bit better than most days. Yesterday, you did get a breakout here, but compared to everything else we were watching, this doesn't look as great as the stuff that we had on deck. So this is my issue with this stock. Going back here a couple of days ago, they had, again, just an explosive open here and continuation into the trading day. So it could be a possible for me. It could be a main one for you if you like it. I'm going to throw it on here as a possible, and we'll fine tune this list a little bit more. But again, it's one of these stocks that could be a hit or miss at the moment. Let's look at ADM. Okay, T Green, you're taking that stock and you partialed ADM or AMD. I'm assuming you mean AMD, yeah, because ADM is not doing great right now. PENN Pen, we
He
do
must
have
have he must have traded all 29 shares that have exchanged hands this morning on ADM.
Yeah, that's right. He's trading by himself there on that stock, if it was that one. But AMD looks good, guys. Good job there if you're taking some partials already. UVA J, oh, sorry, you don't have a ticker there. Excuse me. ROM 30, American Airlines and NEO. Let's take a look. American Airlines very active, 900,000 shares traded right now, so looking pretty good there. The daily, all these travel stocks kind of giving a little bit back yesterday and the day before. Today could be a possible continuation. But again, I'm not seeing anything all that exciting there. I'm going to wait for these airlines and cruise lines to hit the scanners because they tend to do this, go on a nice run, and then just kind of go sideways a bit here and get pretty choppy. Not saying that's going to happen today with American Airlines or the CCLs of the world. But again, I think we had a nice little run here. Some good drop days. I'm not seeing anything great on neither of these right now, causing them to make our main list this morning. Neo, we are getting a pop here, good volume, 701, which actually this is very low for Neo. Typically you're going to get 1.2, 2.5 million shares very early on this stock. It trades heavy volume. Just look at the regular trading days, 100 million shares on a regular basis, right? So this stock is heavily traded. Right now, pre-market is starting to get going. It looks like the volume is starting to come in here. We do have a great area of support. This previous day close. Could be a possible, guys, but I got so many on here, right? Don't know if I can add any more. But you know what? No, this one looks good. I'm gonna add it. This one looks good here. Let's add Neo to the list. We'll fine tune this. All right, let's look at Tesla. We checked that one already. XSPA. All right, lower price stock, guys, sitting at 1.2 million shares traded right now, up 8.2. What's the float on this one? Typically not something we trade. Again, not really our style. Let's see, XSPA. Yeah, sitting at not a low flow, 55, which again, these lower price stocks is either way, it's difficult to trade. If they have a higher flow, they trade weird. If they have a low flow, they're risky. So again, not really the type of stocks that I like to watch. I'm gonna skip on that one. All right, a few more here. AMD we have. BA, let's take a look at that one. NVX, I'll look at that one next. BA at the moment, again, not anything all that great right now. I think these airlines are just going to be all acting the same at the moment with the travel tickers. Unless we get any type of news or any type of movement, I'm going to stay away from them today. I think we have some pretty good days on them. Today might not be that day. And again, I'm just not seeing it based on the pre-market and what we're used to seeing out of these stocks. Heavy volume, a good movement in the pre-market action. We're not seeing that today. NVAX, let's take a
I
look
took a trade
here.
on NVAX yesterday. That is a
Mhm.
terrifying stock to trade with the spread. It's not that bad right now, but
Yeah,
it was
yep.
nasty. I
It
didn't even
is.
stay in it. I got it. I got a few bucks out of it, and I was like, I'm not messing with this.
Yes, some of these stocks, guys, when you have such a crazy spread, even if the move is going in your direction, when you get a pullback, even to your entry, that spread puts you in a, in a tough position with your
Yeah,
P&L. So it's tough to hold through these stocks. I don't blame you, Norman. This is one of them where, again, yesterday, this is an amazing trade, but if you look at the actual intraday and you see the pullbacks and you see the spread, it's not an easy stuff to stay put in and take a ride here. So again, this is another one like reminds me of NKLA. These stocks they tend to move well, but sometimes their intraday action, their price action can be very tough to trade as well as the level two. So this one falls in that same category, guys. They have some good volume today, 470. They are getting a bit of a bounce. Big two red days back to back here. A nice bounce yesterday off this 112 level. And usually here now it can go either way. It can recover or it can head right back down to the low of the pre-market here or the low of yesterday. So could be a hit or miss, guys. I'm going to add it on here. Don't worry, we'll fine tune this list. I know we have a lot on here, but it's a lot we can take off and we'll see what looks better as we go through it. All right, I want to take a look at what else we have. Let's bring up our YouTube over here. Let's see what we got going on, guys. JMIA, we do have Microsoft. Let's take a look. Microsoft not doing much, pretty flat right now,
um,
guys. Yeah, so I'm
uh,
gonna skip on this one for the moment. JMIA we have here. We'll get into the details of that one. So again, traded very well yesterday. CODX, what do you mean? Yeah, CODX. CODX, no volume, guys. 43,000 shares, and we've seen this stock what it can do. 43,000 shares is not something you want to be trading, especially on this CODX. All right, let's take a look at FAT. FAT not on scanners. This one is ripping, guys. 6.5 million shares and climbing here. What is the float on this bad boy? We're looking at 1.3. So again, very, very low flow stock here. Not typically what we like to watch. If you are going to trade this, please be very careful. All right. But yeah, this is active, guys. That's a lot of this is up 225%. I mean, it's ripping nicely here.
yeah,
Uh
the tiny float.
yeah, tiny
And just
float.
ahead,
Yep.
the reason it's not hitting the scanners is because it closed under $5 yesterday.
Yeah, we typically like to look at stocks over $5. So anything under $5 is not going to come up in our trade idea scanner here. Um, all right, guys. I think we have a pretty very long list here, but no worries. We'll fine tune this. We will have time to get through it. Let's go over to our community announcements, and we'll come back and get to our list here.
Icon, I like that. Fat is our daily halter today. All right, guys. So last night we had Robert Green from Green Trader Tax do our success webinar. We did live stream that on YouTube. It is still available there. We'll leave that up. Really good information about taxes for U.S. based traders, trader tax status, Section 475, mark to market accounting and such. So if you haven't had a chance to look at that, like I said, it is up on YouTube. It should be in our success webinar area later today. Next week, we have Creta talking about finding your mental edge. That'll be next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern in the webinar room. Member trade of the day, guys. Take a screenshot of your best trade of the day and mark it up. Post it on Twitter by 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. Note, why you entered, what you saw, the setup, etc., why you partialed and such. Tag at Bear Bull Traders, at Mike B_BBT, and at Norm BBT. Use the hashtag BBT family as well. We will select a winner each day, which Mike will announce in the Closing Bell Show Monday through Thursday. So this is the last week to submit a trade of the day for this week. And then tomorrow, each Friday, we will select a winner from the 4 that won that week, and that person will be announced in a brief YouTube broadcast by Mike and in the room. And that will be that person will be awarded the $100 Amazon gift card for the week for the trade of the week. If you're watching on YouTube and haven't been in the chat, you can do so at a discount. Use the promo code premarket24 to get a discount on the 1 week trial. That's 7 calendar days, 5 trading days, unless there's a market holiday. That includes Carlos's Monday night live onboarding class each and every Monday night in the classroom at 8 p.m. Eastern. Get you all set up and give you basic info to get you started in the room. Doesn't auto renew or turn into any other kind of discount either.
I think that is it. Thank you, Norm. All right, guys, let's get to our list here. I try to reset my camera. Hopefully it stays on. We'll see.
There you go.
All right, let's take a look at what we have here, guys. SRNE. Let's go through this list first. I like SRNE here, guys. Possible continuation. So we'll keep this one here. This is good, very active. Penn also looking very great, guys. Very strong here on the daily. Pre-market action starting to hopefully get better here with some volume coming in. Cisco's looking good, guys. Beautiful pre-market action, beautiful gap down this morning, some good volume. Peloton's still holding on to the 68, 128 level, so I like what I'm seeing there. JMIA also decent, traded very well yesterday. Not sure how much movement we're going to get out of this one, so this one might be moved down or taken off the list. AMD, guys, trading very good this morning already, so I like what I'm seeing there. And Apple trading very nice. I really think that our top list here, our main list, looks pretty good. Let's fine tune our secondary list here. NVAX is okay. Neo is all right. I'm gonna remove Neo. I'm gonna take this one off. NKLA also has a good pre-market action. A little choppy on the daily here, just consolidating over the last couple of days between this range, but that could create some good opportunities if we're going to break out of this 44.66 area. 44 looks like. So could be a good possible INO possible continuation here. Again, it's already extended on the daily towards the downside, so that can create, now if it's not going to reverse and head the other way, it can create a little bit of some choppiness this morning. So again, I'm just going to take my bet on taking that off today. VXRT, not a great pre-market action still. Again, I love the fact that we're holding on to this level here. If this breaks down, it could create some opportunities. But it is on short selling restrictions, so if you miss your entry on that one, just move on to another ticker there. FUTU, compared to what we have on our main list, what I'm looking for here, guys, is something that looks better than what we have on our main list. And so far, I have not seen anything that does do that to bump anything off our main list here. So FU2U, still I'm going to remove. DAVX, also not looking great there. So I'm going to remove that one as well. And also VRM. What is going on with VRM? It's a nice gap down, guys. 16%. We'll leave it as a possible here. I like Lyft and Uber as a possible. Uber tends to have a little bit better daily that I like here. So we'll see how this news, as Norm was advising us on yesterday, is going to affect things. All right, with that said, in the low flow of the day so far, RVLV, it's okay, but there's another one that we mentioned. I forgot the ticker now because I didn't keep it on here. That one's a lot more active with some significant volume there. All right, folks, let's, I think we have a great main list, really. So let's start with SRNE. Remove some levels here because we got some fresh stuff from the highs and lows from yesterday as we move forward here. High of the pre-market sitting at a 14, a little bit. What do we have here? Yeah, 14.19. 14.19 is the high of the pre-market right now. So let's mark that down. And then, no, that's wrong. Why is that showing like that? Hold on a second. It's not 14. It is 13.93. Excuse me. So 13.93 is the high of the pre-market. There we go. That's better. High of the pre-market 13.94 now, so it's being tested at the moment. Let's see if it's going to break out of that. Next level 14.96. Great area of resistance, of possible support here as well at around 14.96, 14.99. Above that, you really have no good levels off the daily. You do have this level all the way up here at 18. So just be aware of the 16. The whole dollar numbers within this range are going to be important. Towards the bottom, guys, you got the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. Also, the previous day close on here got to pretty much cover. Again, great pre-market action right now. We started breaking out of this this level here at a 13 around 7 o'clock. Nice pop here. Volume starts coming in. You can see how great this thing has been trading at the moment here. All right, let's head down over to Penn, PENN. High of the pre-market sitting at 53.59. So I'm going to mark that down. Again, getting a little bit active here. I do like the daily. Pre-market is okay, not the best. So this could be a good possible that we bring down. I want to keep my list up to like 6 or 5, not too many. And then looking at everything else we have here, Penn is probably the weakest one at the moment on our main list here. So we're going to remove that one. But as far as levels, guys, you got that 53, 59. And then just look towards the bottom. Highs and lows from the last 2 trading days got you pretty much cover down here. Let's look at Cisco. This one, it continues to drop here, guys. So let's hope it doesn't get too extended. High of the pre-market, 45.33. Towards the bottom, you do have the low of the pre-market being tested right now. I'm going to mark down this 44.26. What I like about this 44.26, although we're below it now and it's not the low of the pre-market, look at the level of support and resistance you're getting at that 44.26 area. So again, no matter what happens here with the low of the pre-market, you want to have this level on your list. That could be an important level into the continuation of the pre-market now and also into the market open. Towards the bottom of this, we have another great level, guys, over here at 43.67 was had a huge drop on June 11th here. Let's just look at this drop here going from 45, dropping $3 here on this one candle, and it found support at this area. So good stuff there. And if it loses that, because obviously this thing can run, we saw what happened here. That could be one of those days, who knows? You do have another level at 42.94. So again, great pre-market action right now. Amazing volume from Cisco, down 8% and still dropping some more here. All right, so Peloton is holding on to 61.28, guys. This pre-market, the pre-market low is a little bit lower. It's sitting at 61.11. But if you look, and we get this question quite a bit, which level do you want to have on here? You could have both. There's no reason why you cannot have both. 61.28, you can see how many times this thing has been tested. Yes, it did dip lower over to 61.11, but you cannot ignore this level here and the test over at 61.30 or so. So you want to have that on there. It's okay to have both. So we're holding on to that. If we lose both of these levels here, we do have over here 59.79 and all the way down here. Excuse me, guys. My phone is not on silence here. And we do have another level all the way down here at a 58.44. That's my wife calling me. She probably wants to tell me that my camera's not on. But if you are, honey, I know. Yeah, she watches the pre-market show sometimes. The first thing she tells me when I get back is, you're talking too fast. Slow down. So, all right. With that said, guys, 58.44 is a great level there. Let's look at, let's head down here. So I'm going to slow down in case that's what she wants to tell me. JMIA, this one here, guys, again, looking okay, guys. I might need to move this down to a possible. We're stuck between the highs and lows of the last two trading days at the moment, or at least the last trading day. We do have a great level here right at 12.39, low of the pre-market 12.30. The high of the pre-market is over at 13.07. But again, still not getting any better. I had a great day yesterday. Could be a good possible for a continuation. So I'm going to move it down because looking at what we kept so far, we have some really good stuff happening pre-market on our watch list. So let's get rid of this one. AMD is nice, guys. I love the daily on it. I love what I'm seeing here as far as pre-market action. A little bit lighter on the volume that we're used to seeing. But again, I think AMD could be very explosive today. High of the pre-market, 83.44. Above this, we do have our most recent high at 87.16. And then right in here, guys, this is a great level. Tested a couple of times at 85.15. You got this candle here opening, closing around this time, this level, 85.15. So you want to have that on your list. Again, big day yesterday for it. It ripped up higher. And then aside from these levels towards the bottom, the highs and lows of the last two trading day plus the low of the pre-market. We could mark the low of the pre-market here, 81.81. I don't want to add too many levels, but again, you have a whole lot going on here with AMD with a good pre-market action right now. Here's Apple, also looking good, guys. Great volume, almost 1 million shares traded so far. They are up 1.2 right now, but their dailies were really is impressive at the moment. We've been consolidating between this 456 or so down to 440 at least. A great area of support there. This stock has been so strong. I would not be surprised if it takes off from here and creates a good long opportunity. So I like what I'm seeing with Apple here. Again, and this is after their announcement of the stock split, right? So Tesla's kind of doing the same thing. We'll see what it does in a couple of days if this type of news is going to get these stocks to start hitting all-time highs. So if it does, Norm, I think we're going to see more stocks doing the same thing if they're doing well. So we'll see. Just interesting. For us, though, it's good news because if these stocks come down to a better price level that we can trade, it's better for us to manage our buying power and our positions. So that's good news for us. All right, so I think we have a decent list, guys. SRNE, Cisco, Peloton, AMD, Apple. Let's take a look at our possibles list. JMIA continues to be okay here, not better than what we have up top. But if we can get some momentum towards the bottom here, that'd be great. PE Pen is also good, beautiful daily, but I took it off. Again, the ones on the top just look a lot better. NVAX, okay. NKLA, decent, good consolidation happening here. But you know what? I'm going to remove it because it could be such a hit or miss. And the one thing with the stocks, you really have to be watching it very closely before taking a trade and kind of seeing what the price action and the movement is like, because it could just be so wild. VRM, their pre-market action, I love how they're down 16%, but I'm just going to remove this one too, guys. I think now that this possibles list looks a little bit better. But again, I'm very excited about our main list this morning. All right, let's take a look at what the moderators have on their list. So let's bring that up. We have Eamon watching silver. Now, Eamon's been watching silver for a couple of days, so he's really been keeping track of that one. INO, SRNE on his main list, and then as possibles, he has NVAX. Here's Mike, break of high and low of high as usual. He's watching for those scanners. He's watching Apple, NVIDIA, and Penn. Jared, he's watching Apple, RVLV, that's a low flow stock, I believe, so be careful. SRNE and also FAT, careful with that one. I think that's the one that we mentioned earlier that really
That's
has
one
some,
and a half million shares flow.
yeah, 1.5 million shares flow, so be extra cautious with that one. And also watching SLV and natural gas. Tiffany has Apple, SRNE, Penn, and AMD on her list. Peter's watching SRNE, Cisco, AMD, SDC, Tesla, and Apple. So a good list there for Peter. John is, as usual, he's watching the high of the day breakout on his watch list. But the top ones he's looking for is Apple, which again, I think Apple looks amazing for a possible breakout today, and Nvidia as well. And Norm, you like AMD, Penn, NKLA, Peloton, Cisco, QCOM, Roku, Apple, and maybe RVLV there. So we got a pretty good list today, guys. Again, I think very active stuff here. I like Cisco at the moment dropping and losing this level here, so that's good. Looking forward to the market open for sure. So 9:15, guys. Brian and Andrew will come on in a second and go over their list and prepare for the market open. Thank you so much for joining us in the pre-market show. Take care, trade safe, and we will see you guys tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern time. Make sure to hit that likes button. Me and Norm truly appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.